you wanted to know about my first instrument, and I was thinking what was my first instrument, and I thought first of course my voice, and you can sing, and then hands to clap the rhythm, and then I remembered that we had kalimba, an African kalimba, at our house because my dad brought it from Africa, and I think that was one of the first instruments. I would describe my music as pop music, electronic pop music, homemade electronic pop music. But I can't replace it. Actually, it's a quote from another song that friends of mine play. A band, their band is called M185, M185, and there's this line where Wolfram sings, "We're chasing atoms," and I was at a concert and I heard that, and I immediately thought this is such a nice idea, and I thought it was sort of also describing what I'm doing, like looking for little things and for details, and yeah, that's. I asked them, of course, if I can have it if I can borrow it.
And they like it.
Yes. I think like when I was a child, I at my house, my parents used to play a lot of classical music. I like that a lot. Like also those children music, like classical children music, Peter und der Wolf, and Karneval der Tiere. I like that a lot. I think I'm influenced by that still somehow. Later I liked my parents' records, like they had the White Album by the Beatles. I love that album. Later I had a boyfriend who was a big Queen fan, and I think I listened to a lot of Queen songs. Then Eurythmics, Annie Lennox I like very much. Portishead, of course. Let's put those here. I think my favorite instrument is the voice. And then I started to play bass. That's also my favorite instrument. I like the depth. Quite a few, because I think that's very interesting to experiment with every instrument. I can create a sound out of every instrument, even if it's like the knocking on it. So I took some piano lessons when I was a child, but I didn't like that very much. My little fingers are too short to be a good piano player. Okay. And yeah.
So you mostly taught yourself?
Yes. I taught myself to play the bass by playing along to music, like having it in the living room, playing records and playing along. I also learned the singing by singing along with Freddie Mercury, I think. And yeah, the same with ukulele. That's an instrument I just learned like 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I like instruments with only 4 strings, like the bass. 6 strings are too much for me, but I tried to learn it anyway. But yeah, I taught myself playing the ukulele by just tuning the strings in a way that they sounded pretty when you just don't use a chord griff. How do you say that? A chord, yeah. And so I invented a song by just using the barré finger. And actually that became the song Waltz for me. That is on the album Chasing Atoms. Yeah, I'm curious about every instrument, but like I cannot play those instruments in an academic way. If you give me the sheet of paper, I cannot play it. I use the instruments to create my own music. So.